Welcome to another Monday. It was a busy week for the Golden Eagles athletic department. This week just passed as the women's volleyball team hosted the La Sierra University Invitational Tournament. They finished the tournament with a record of 1-3. Their lone win coming over St. Catherine University. The losses coming to number 6 Westmont College, Aquinas College, and the Masters University. The volleyball team fell to 3-5 on the season. And looking ahead to the action this week, they'll be traveling to Vanguard University on Thursday evening for a 7 p.m. matchup against the Lions in Costa Mesa. Thursday's match will be the first of 5 straight road matches for the Golden Eagles, who won't return home until September 18 when they host San Diego Christian College. Turning our attention to soccer now, both the men's and women's teams got their season started last Monday when they hosted Arizona Christian University. The women defeated the Firestorm, not to be confused with the Firebirds, 2-0, while the men fell 4-1 in their opener. But last night was a whole different story as both teams won convincingly over University of St. Catherine. The women defeated the Firebirds 10-0, while the men followed up with a 5-0 shutout of their own. Here are some highlights from last night's action. Jennifer Medina got the scoring started with a goal in the 13th minute, her first of 4 goals in the match. This one on the nice assist from Andrea Sita made it 1-0 to La Sierra. Just 4 minutes later, the lead quickly grew to 2-0 in favor of La Sierra on an own goal by St. Catherine on the cross attempt by number 9, Alexis Garcia. Marissa Gonzalez made it 3-0 in favor of La Sierra with a goal in the 33rd minute, set up here by Adriana Moreno. That was the second goal of the season for Gonzalez. This time it was Gonzalez setting up Moreno as she skirted by the goalkeeper and added a goal to her tally, pushing the lead to 4-0 in favor of La Sierra. The Golden Eagles took the 4-0 lead into the half. It was Medina again getting things going in the second half for the Golden Eagles on a nice feed by Marissa Gonzalez. That made the lead 5-0. Medina added another goal just 13 minutes later, this time on a feed from Alexis Garcia. This pushed the lead to 6-0 in favor of La Sierra. And Medina, the hat trick with 3 straight goals, this one coming in the 81st minute. The assist by Moreno. Adding to her assist, Alexis Garcia then got in on the action. Some nice passing here by La Sierra. And Garcia scores a goal in the 84th minute, sneaking it by the St. Catherine goalkeeper. Garcia added an unassisted goal on this unfortunate play. The goalkeeper looking to clear it. It hits Garcia, lands right at her feet, and makes a move to get by the goalkeeper and finds the back of the net. Garcia then finished the scoring, again on a giveaway here by St. Catherine. The feed from Marisol Bravo put an end to the scoring and the 10-0 win by La Sierra. The men went into the half knotted in a tie 0-0 until Pedro Blaque scored the eventual game winner on a feed from Gregorio Santiago, goal coming in the 58th minute of play. Nice cross, lands at the feet, past the goalkeeper, and it's 1-0 La Sierra. The Golden Eagles scored the first of what would be 4 eventual insurance goals. A nice throw in here by Luis Perez finds the feet of Felipe Mendizabal, and he does the rest, getting it over the goalkeeper and pushing the lead to 2-0. Less than 2 minutes later, it was La Sierra again on the attack. A foul inside the penalty box, leading to a penalty kick for the Golden Eagles. Mendizabal with the kick converts and pushes the lead to 3. Freshman Enzo Cambruzzi then got in on the action. This coming off a nice feed from Isaac Recinos, the freshman from Santa Cruz, Bolivia, with a nice header finding the back of the net. The final goal of the game came on unfortunate play here by the Firebirds goalkeeper, who hit the back of his own defender. Rodrigo de la O Perez was the beneficiary, as he had a nice shot right over the top of the goalkeeper, closing out the scoring 5-0. The men's soccer team will travel to number 2 Westmont College on September 3rd before returning home on the 6th to host Bethesda University in a non-conference match. The women, however, are out of action until September 6th, when they play the first match of a doubleheader versus Bethesda. The women will be looking to push their record to 3-0. Last week, we sat down with head coach David Trevino to get his thoughts on his team and the outlook for 2018.
Coach, thank you for your time. Congratulations on the season opening win against Arizona Christian this past week. When this airs, Sunday's match will have already been concluded. So we're going to kind of focus on the outlook for the entire season. Now that you're a few weeks in, counting practices and all that being said, as coaches, sometimes we encounter surprises. Sometimes they're good, sometimes not so good. Hopefully they're on the more positive side. But are there any surprises that you've seen within your team in the first few weeks of practice?
I wouldn't say no real surprises. Something pretty positive I would say is, when you bring in a large number of freshmen, you know the talent's there, you know they can perform. Obviously, they were recruited for a reason, but to see if they're going to step up to the challenge is always a question mark, and I think they've done a great job of doing so, and along with a couple of transfers that we've signed as well, are adapting very quickly and very well. So that's a pretty good surprise in that regard.
The team averaged just over 3 goals a game last season, but with approximately 54% of that scoring not on this year's active roster. What are you going to do to make up for that? And who do you see, maybe of your newcomers or even returning players, that can make an impact early on?
I think that was a big focus. I thought last year defensively we did a great job. We had plenty of shutouts. I think we didn't concede a goal for some time. And I thought offensively, although we scored many goals, I thought we could have been a little more dangerous. So in the offseason, a lot of the firepower we brought in was forwards. So we brought in Jennifer from Arlington High School. We brought in Alexis Garcia. We brought in Yasmin, a transfer from Valley, and plenty of others that I think can participate in the attack and do extremely well. So even though we're not returning a few of those, I think these are players that, again, have already shown they can step up and are doing so as we speak. So.
Well, it's definitely going to be exciting to watch the team develop as it is every year. I know from your first year, this is the third year of the women's program since it's come back. But from the first year to the second year, there was an increase of 10 wins. Now that task, virtually impossible, but what's realistic for this year's team?
College ball is a little difficult to predict, especially in our sport. Sometimes score lines are within a goal's reach, so it's, you're always 1 or 2 goals away from winning, losing, or tying. We worked really hard in the off season. The first year, we kind of put the program together very last minute. Second year, we brought in 20 new players, returned 3 only from the original roster, which showed the drastic change. And this season, we've got a new 10, and we're returning, I believe it's somewhere between 13 and 14 players. So I would say something similar. Obviously, we strive to do better. And I think I think more than the overall record, I think conference is our biggest goal. I think we're trying to, semifinals was great last year, but the core of the group, the leaders, the coaching staff, I think we're all very ambitious. And I think we're motivated to finish at the top spots. And that's our goal there. So I would say more than the record, it's tough to predict. I'd say conference is the number one goal. So.
A good transition now to turn our attention to conference play. The team finished with an overall record last season of 13-5, 5-3 in conference play. Embry-Riddle, ranked number 14 in the nation, looks to be the odds-on favorite to repeat. At least they've been picked to repeat.
Right.
How do you see the Golden Eagles and the entire conference kind of playing itself out?
Well, definitely I'm sure all teams are building. I know we're going to come in stronger as far as collective, along with returning players gaining more experience. We're a very young team, and I think the additions of the new players will definitely bring our level up. Now, obviously, the opponents are doing the same, so hopefully we're able to match up. Embry-Riddle, top team, very organized, very fast. They don't let you breathe on that ball. So basically, I think if we can kind of adapt to that. I thought we had moments where we did even last year. So I think if we can kind of adapt to that very quickly, I think we can compete this year.
Coach Trevino, as we've done with the other coaches, I want to ask you a few questions about you personally, maybe to get those who are viewing this and don't necessarily know you personally to get to know you a little bit better. And I want to start by asking you where you were born, where you grew up, where you went to school.
Okay. I was born in Harbor City, that's LA area, and that's the area I grew up in. I came to school here. I'm a last year graduate, so I graduated quite a few years ago. And yeah, I moved up to Riverside halfway through high school, and I've been here ever since.
Now, your brother Carlos is one of the members of the coaching staff.
Correct.
Any other siblings?
Yeah, so Anthony Trevino was also an alumni from here. Monique Trevino, my sister, also an alumni from here. So all four of us attended, played, and graduated from here.
Family affair. You mentioned you graduated from La Sierra. Talk to us a little bit about what you graduated, what was your degree in, and the time that you played here.
So I did my undergrad in business management. I returned and continued my education in accounting for my MBA. And I'm a couple of classes short from that. Ever since I started coaching, I kind of put that on hold. I probably need to jump back on that, finish it up, and move on. But that's what I studied here.
Well, good luck finishing that up.
Thank you.
Aside from soccer, what other sport do you like to play, watch, or would you even be interested in coaching?
I'm pretty to think outside this sport, being in it so long, and I'm kind of a one sport type of person. If I was to coach another sport, I'd probably go with an indoor sport because we spend many hours in this heat, and I think I'd go with basketball. It's an exciting sport. It's indoors. It's quick. There's a lot of variations of indoor soccer that have a lot of similarities. So I think I'd go with that.
Well, I can't blame you from trying to get out of the heat. And this summer has not been a friendly one in that regard. What's your favorite TV show, if you have one?
TV show. Let's see. I guess I watched a lot of highlights. A lot of different sports highlights from I would say, I guess, yeah. I don't watch too many TV shows.
Okay.
Time does not permit.
Yeah,
as much these days.
I hear you. Who's the most famous person you've ever met?
Famous person I've ever met.
Or maybe that you'd like to meet?
I think I'd like to meet Messi from Barcelona. I think he's going to be one of the all-time greats of our sport. So that's who I would like to meet. And I've actually seen him from a very close range, but I can't say I've actually been able to meet him. So that's what I would pick. And
last question: what's your favorite destination that you've had the pleasure of visiting?
I'm gonna say South America as a whole, because I got the chance to go to Bolivia this last year, and I got the chance to go to Argentina the year before, and both were amazing places. It's very tough to distinguish which one would be better per se, but South America was a beautiful place. I think it was a pretty cool experience, and those would be probably the top places that I would say that I've visited.
Well, Coach Trevino, we appreciate the time. We want to wish you and your team the best this season. We're excited to see how the season plays out for you, and nothing but the best.
Sounds good. Appreciate it. Thank you.
Thanks again.
That's going to do it. Join us next week as we recap the women's volleyball game at Vanguard University and preview the upcoming week's action. Thanks for watching.